I'm Flynn, and I'm from us.
What do you think some of the interest has been today? What are some of the sort of innovations that you've caught?
Well, it seems to me like the emphasis on tools for travellers, tools that take the information that's already available on the web and do new things with it. So we've seen quite a lot around trip planning, itinerary planning. We've seen quite a few tools around providing timely information for you if your flight's delayed and those kinds of things. So it seems to me that there's a new layer of technology being applied over the top of the web that's enabling you to tap into content that you've already accessed or organised in some way so it's delivered to you in real time, and specifically to your mobile device. That's very much the theme of the presentations we've seen.
And how could that be relevant for a site like From Us, which has obviously built its reputation on the advice, the reviews and so on? Can you see this layer of tools starting to add a lot more dimensions to a site like yours?
Absolutely. I think we're all looking at ways to add value to travellers in the travelling process, and I think the application of tools to content is very, very important. We build tools on top of our content, like trip recommenders, for example, that enable you to discover the kinds of destinations that might be appropriate given the criteria you have for a trip, for one. And the other is, I think, all of us are thinking about the fact that travellers, it's a mobile environment that we're working in. And of course, the way that we would historically deal with that is by providing information in a portable package. But more and more we're looking at other ways of delivering that same information to digital mobile devices, such as the iPhone or BlackBerry devices, whatever it may be.
I guess traditionally people would have come to your site for research before the trip.
That's correct.
How do you see that changing now?
Well, I think what we're trying to do is to create services for people across the travel cycle. So at the very early stage of inspiration, providing some ideas for them, then providing planning tools, and then when we're actually travelling on the road, making sure that they have information available, up-to-date information available to them exactly when they need it,
So do you see yourself converging in the middle ground along with some of the tour operators doing the same things, the travel agents doing the same things as well? Is it going to become a very crowded marketplace in the middle there?
Well, I don't think so. I think to a certain extent, we're all trying to reposition ourselves to where the customer is and what the customer is doing. So I think that's an important thing. And the customer is on the road, the customer is mobile. So it makes sense that all of us are thinking about how do we deliver content and services through the devices, through the channels that travellers are actually using. Whether or not that becomes crowded, yes, I think it probably does, because the barriers to entry are much lower now than they used to be. So you see, I think we've seen 3 or 4 presentations this morning about itinerary planning, and that's becoming a very, very crowded space. But there's no point planning itinerary unless you actually have the information that you need to make reliable choices, and that's where we fit in, is providing that reliable information.
So who do you think has the most opportunity to win? The one that started with the best content, or the one that's now got the most sort of tools and gizmos?
Well, I don't think it's either. I think people trust brands at the end of the day. The brand stands for reliability. And I think most of the tools that we've seen are interesting in and of themselves, but become much more interesting when they have content from a reliable source behind them. And that's one of our interests in being here, is to actually see what kinds of gizmos or gadgets or tools other people are developing.
You think that the value only comes when it's white labelled and then you put your brand name on it?
Well, I wouldn't say only valuable, but I think more valuable. At the end of the day, is do I trust the content I'm getting, whether or not that's the flight recommendations or the hotel recommendations or the destination information I'm getting. It does come down, especially in a mobile device, where you don't know exactly where that information may be coming from. You have a very, very limited environment in which to establish a sense of trust. I think that's where brands play a big role.
And what's next for From Us? What's your next innovations?
Well, we've got quite a few on the go at the moment. We're in the process now, and in fact we've started building out our social networking tools on FromUs.com. But the big news for us is that we've repackaged our business-to-business services under the brand From Us Unlimited. And it's the first time a publishing company has really taken a professional approach to B2B business. For many publishing companies, they license content as a bit of a sideline. But what we've done is take our content and actually build a platform around that enables us to deliver it directly into third-party businesses to provide reliable, trustworthy travel content across channels, across platforms.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.